Why hello there YouTube and welcome to a random review. So getting some random reviews caught up with now, and in this one I am reviewing the war epic 1917, directed by Sam Mendes and co-written by Sam Mendes, and also written by Krysty Wilson Cain, starring George McKay, Dean Charles Chapman, Mark Strong, Andrew Scott, Richard Madden, Claire Durup, Colin Firth, and Benedict Cumberbatch. So this is a war epic set in 1917, a year before the First World War ended, and it takes place on April, around the time where we're in a war, and there's, the British are about to, attack a German army, and these two young soldiers receive a message, are tasked with giving a message to the Devon armies in the British regiment, the Devon regiment, to call off the attack before tomorrow morning, as it is a trap from the Germans. And these two soldiers go through no man's land into the countryside to deliver this message before it is too late. Unfortunately, one of the soldiers gets killed, gets stabbed along the way and dies, and this one soldier is left with with delivering this message, and then goes it alone halfway into the film. We then get cameos from British actors such as Colin Firth, Mark Strong, and Benedict Cumberbatch. And yeah, in the end he succeeds in his mission in the nick of time. And yeah, so let's get on to my likes and dislikes about this one. First of all, the likes. I liked how graphic this film was. It wasn't like a 12A rated film, war film that was set in World War One. This actually were quite brutal. There was a lot of dead bodies in this one. There was swearing. There was upsetting scenes. This had the full horrors of what it were like in 1917 in World War One, or at the time when it was called the Great War. So yeah, I like that they didn't shy away from any tameness. They actually showed full-on, brutal stuff. This wasn't for the faint of heart, and I like that. I like that this, depicted a lot of accuracy in the war and what it would have been like for the soldiers. There are some sad scenes in this. There are some distressing scenes. But this is a fairly decent war film. I watched this with my dad. Now, the first time I watched it, I thought it was a snooze fest, and I actually fell asleep halfway through, and I never bothered reviewing it. But I'm so glad I gave this a second watch with my dad, and gave it a second watch I did, and I actually thought it was a lot better. I actually, completely, I don't know why I must have not slept much the night before or something, I don't know, but I'm glad I went back and watched this film again, because there was a lot of epic stuff in this, including explosions, war stuff, and memorial things, and praise, and soldiers preparing for battle. I like that. I also like the cameos from Colin Firth as a war general in the trenches. I also liked that Andrew Scott in this. This had Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty in it, because Andrew Scott played Moriarty in the series Sherlock, BBC Sherlock, and Benedict Cumberbatch played Sherlock Holmes. I like Benedict Cumberbatch's character too, because despite him being posh and fancy, he actually swore. And in this, because posh soldiers in World War One, like the generals and what have you, the superior officers, always sounded posh and didn't really kept their manners right, but I like that they actually loosened up with this and let them say a few swear words. I also like the soldier banter in this, because soldiers did banter to stay in good spirits during the wars. My great-grandfather, he fought in the First World War, but lied about his age. Yeah, but he got in. But I'm sure he soon changed his tune because he got in prison in the final 2 years. I also thought the score for this was good. I enjoyed the score to this film, and the graphicness, and yeah, the adventure as well. This surviving soldier goes through, and the ending, despite it being sad, it's actually quite a satisfying ending. And you think about another year and a half from now, this will all be over. And yeah, my dislikes. I guess there are a few things that I found a bit boring that weren't necessary, but hey, this was still a great film. And like I say, I'm glad I gave this a second chance, and there was quite a lot of good stuff in this, a good war film. Now, war films are really not positive or anything, it's about war. But yeah, I did enjoy this one, so my final thoughts and ratings. 1917 was a good war epic, but I should warn you, there are moments in there that are distressing and upsetting. There are graphic stuff. This isn't a kid-friendly film as well. This is like a 15 in the UK, or if you're in America, R. So it premiered on the 4th of December, but was released in the UK theatrically on the 10th of January. I thought the directing in this was good, the cinematography. I liked how like half of this film, like this film's done in one shot. How it follows the soldiers from like the field, going into the trenches, into no man's land, into the farmyard, and then halfway into the film it cuts, and then we go through another one shot. Like how it's all done. I like how it's all sort of done in like one shot. I like that too. So anyway, 1917, I'm going to give this, you know what, I actually enjoyed this one. I'm giving it 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 for 1917. So, that has been my random review. Have you seen 1917? Let me know all that down in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. I have 2 other channels for 2 other passions that I have, which is the Hooniverse and horror. They're linked in the cards above or down below in the description. No pressure, they're there if you want to see them. So yeah, that's it for this random review. So until next time, I bid you all a goodbye, friends, goodbye.